Hi, it's Sunday, March 22nd, 2026, and it's time for one of James's diary entries for the day. Well, things are changing, and I'm having to sort out my car. I'm realizing that my car is on its last legs. It's starting to cam where the multi-cam system is starting to desynchronize. So I am looking for another vehicle. I'm looking to get a residence. I'm also looking to get a different job. I think I'm moving forward. I'm having a few weird dreams, and they're disturbing, but they're not. It's not in a way that isn't something that probably is telling me that it's time for me to move forward. It's time for me to get out of the valley of the shadow of darkness. I've lived here too long. I was only meant to move through it. I wasn't meant to live here. I was meant to drop hard boundaries, and when people crossed them, I just have to cut them off. And if it cost me, it cost me. When I had to go leave home, it cost me $100,000, or close. By the time you figure all the time I lost, the $30,000 to $40,000 in tools, the vehicle and other possessions I left behind, I couldn't allow my parents to walk all over me like that. And I sure as hell couldn't have women, because I couldn't bring them in. I couldn't get a stash. I couldn't build anything that would allow me to build forward. And until somebody realized what I can and what I can do for people. I'm a very giving person. I'm fairly gentle. That's probably why my dreams, the pieces I'm getting to, some of them are very disturbing. Some of them, for me, are kind of confusing. The thing about the widow I tried chasing showed her doing something to me that I never got to enjoy. I never learned how to, it wasn't part of, every time I got something like that, it was more of something horrific. I did something bad, or I'm lying to you and I'm trying to use this to cover it. No, honestly, most of my life I've tried to be run like a business, because I've been a little cold on the emotional. It's not because I don't feel it. It's because, when you're busy trying to get the logistics of life, and you have to be your own rescuer for the most part. Not always, but a lot of times. I mean, even now, I rescue myself whenever possible, even professionally. People ask me, why did you do that? How did you get in this mess? Well, I got myself in a little bit of a mess, and it got really big because I tried to save myself. Because if I can save myself, I don't need to make the phone call. Now, when I worked at Mount Pleasant Express, I cried when I had to call for backup because I was getting abused by those people. I don't get abused by the people at jobs so much, not from the service end. In my opinion, some of the other things, it's not exactly abuse as much as poor discipline, in my opinion. And, I've been in the bullpen of the big boys, and if it wouldn't have been for the paperwork snafu, I'd probably be in Columbus, Ohio, rather than here in Michigan, where I'm currently at. I would have changed my address. I'm having trouble anymore trying to get a day off during the week. And I only need one a month because I'm my own office and to do my own running. And all the office people and everything, they work A through J hours only, and when it's the end of the week, they run for the door at 5 o'clock. Now, as a driver and a my own person, I don't get to do that. Wherever the truck strands me is where the truck strands me. If my dispatcher puts me in a bad situation, I have to ride it out. and I'll have to ride it out until I literally can't drive anymore. Then I have no choice. But at that point, then they have no choice but to let me do it, because I can't move forward. And, for me, that's kind of dumb. I mean, I went for dental, and I'm almost certain I'll never use it. Despite having dental problems, I will never be able to have the time to have dental care. Bait and switch, man. A lot of these office folks from a lot of different places need to realize, probably by fire, they're going to need to get hit by people who are saying, look, man, the bosses are going to have to change the office culture. Corporate culture. Everything from McDonald's. That's how I changed it from a 6-month turnaround to a 4-day turnaround on the freezer. That's how you can move that much material and money. And that makes money, man. I can tell you right now that if I get the wrong information as a truck driver, it affects my safety score. It affects the decisions that I have to make my load go. I mean, if I got a hunter load in a Class A truck, I mean, I get a lot of help, don't get me wrong, from my GPS, and I had to buy that. Even so, if I got a hunter load because somebody didn't, well, I don't care about the billing. That's not me. I'm a company driver. The company does the billing. That's on them. Picking it up and making sure that the load gets picked up, loaded, and delivered. That's on me. But if I got to hunt the load, man, that wastes half my day. Go to some of these large distribution places, 7, 8, 10 hours. Well, fuck yeah, I only have a 14-hour day, and I can't sleep on site, and it takes me 12 hours. How fucking much do you honestly think I'm going to be able to do? I mean, do me a passive-aggressive thing where you're ripping up my kidney. Well, I'd rather have your lung, but I'm going to do you a favor by taking your kidney. Rather than having a conversation and saying, hey, I got to leave you out. I mean, tuck in somewhere near here. You're going to be out there till the weekend so I can get something that can bring you back in. I mean, it'd be simple professionalism. I see too many people with too high a clock. They probably stood on the backs of people in multiple different places that I got 25, 30 years experience. I can't figure out why this is going on. But if you have 30 years experience and I have like 8 months, and yet I could smoke you at your job, your clock doesn't mean anything. Your results do. I've had it at cleaning jobs. Well, you can't do any better. No, you don't want to do any better. Because if you do better, that's going to mean you have to go talk to your boss. We got to have a conversation about your competence. Because if I show how incompetent you are, and what that's doing not only to the company, but to the contract I'm working on, ABM, for instance, Gaylord Schools. You know, if I have to be the one that teaches as the bottom guy, if I have to teach the old hands how to do these formulas for cleaning solutions and how to use them, what to use, how to lift the salt out of things, if I have to teach the police tactical common sense, have the teachers pull themselves out of the technology. Technology's great, don't get me wrong. It'd be like the fun equation. Fun minus n equals x. Solve for x. Now, if you know what the answer is, it's going to be fu. Now, if you know that, if you have the context to know what that means, pre-K or second graders have no clue. They've never done algebra. They don't have a lot of problems that adults actually do. And you can't treat children as adults. You have to treat them with courtesy and respect. For the most part, you also have to understand that the context of their intelligence is based on experiences that they've had. Not adult experiences. They've never heard the Banana Boat song. Chuck, Chuck, Buck. Yeah, you know the rest of that line. It'd be like the discipline in McDonald's, being able to clean 7 millimeters of grease off the floor. Being able to clean it so well that the franchise sells because of your numbers. Because of the cleanliness of the restaurant. It'd be like the girls who don't understand until they get just fucking ass packed by the realization that, yeah, this guy had a millionaire. Ask him what he wanted. The man would have probably given me anything I asked for. If it was in his conversation, if he was in power. Frank, I wanted a long-term, ongoing, premeditated sexual relationship. That's not something you could give me because, well, you're a man. Dennis Schramm tried to do it. That was a $20-something million shop. And I said, no, can't concentrate. If I don't have a single source for this thing, well, you're the boss. Okay, well, so I started asking for things about the power. Pieces of the power to get me addicted. That addiction, the ability of getting myself addicted to it, it would be the proof that I have that power. If I don't have the power, I'm nothing but a middle manager. Somebody always has their hand in my pocket, crying that there's never enough, and they're going to make me as miserable as they are. Because they're going to run through their things, then they're going to run through mine. Then they're going to cry when I get fucking angry and pissed off about them running through mine. My mom was crying about it. I don't understand. Bitch, you fucking went on a shopping spree on my dime. You didn't even get me a quality product. And the product you did get me, the bed, fell apart in 8 months. I mean, every time I tried to put a stash of wood and building materials aside so that when I could buy a house, because with child support, I wasn't going to be able to buy a brand new, ready to move in premium house. I was going to have to work on it and put lumber in it and make sure that I had to be able to do it. The minute I got any of that to you, oh no, oh God, we need to do this. Oh God, we need another project. Or I get to go to a music festival. Oh no, we got to dig a fucking trench in the middle of mud season in clay. At the point where I just threw the fucking shovel in his face and said, you get the fuck on your shovel. This is your fucking house. I'm a renter. I don't have that fucking responsibility. All kinds of resources opened up when I basically just shoved it in their face. Now, I went to the homeless shelter. I've lived there. I've lived in my car. I'm living in a semi now. And I'm not asking for money. I don't want to monetize therapy. This is going to be with me wherever I go. That's why I started this channel. Now I can appreciate you being here. Listen to me rant. Now if you have something that I've missed, or something that I keep hitting on over and over and over again, it keeps kicking me in the ass. These are ears. These aren't taxi doors. The comment section is a great place to let me know. I need a ground crew, just like when I back the semi. When I back the semi, sometimes I pump the neighbor's dog and it takes me a long time to get in. Sometimes I even have to have other people guide me to my blind spots to get the semi in the dock. It does happen. I get it and I'm grateful for it. I've got most of my debts paid. A couple of them right now, the last of them, I'm wondering about getting a car and a residence to start building forward. That way I can start making, with a little bit of reserve I do now have. And I'm eating good. And I'm changing my clothes. And by that I'm rotating things that are just destroyed out of my wardrobe. Things that are just, they're of no use to me anymore. It's the same thing with possessions in the car. I'm doing that too, to try and move some of that old energy out, put some new energy in. Cleansing my energy space. If you have a problem, comment, or concern, please put it in the comment section below. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being my ground crew. Have a good one.